asked to enter your 4-digit PIN to prevent repeated calls to this telephone number. You are registered with us to receive updates about an offender whose last name is
Whitaker.
Whitaker, and whose first name is
Amanda.
and whose number is 848353. I'm calling to tell you that there has been a change in this offender's custody status. This individual was released on bail on December 13th, 2021. If you have any concerns about your immediate safety, contact your local law enforcement agency, or if you have an emergency, call 911. For more information, contact the Cobb County Sheriff's Office. The telephone number is area code 770-499-4200. That number again, 770-499-4200. This message will automatically repeat.
All right, that was the last person arrested, which brings me up to the missing Range Rover. So far, all of the cars that I've reported stolen, I have gotten back. However, I don't think I'm getting this one back. Let me explain. Girl rented the car and she got late, so I cut the car off because it has the GPS Killswitch on it. Then she calls me and says, I'm stranded with my 5-month-old and 9-year-old. And I'm like, oh, that's terrible. Where's the car so I can get it towed? So we go through these gyrations because once again, once I turn the car off, I don't turn it back on. And so she tells me that the car is at Town Center Mall up in Cobb County. So I go to Town Center Mall to scope out where the car is, hoping that the car is there so I can turn it back on and bring it back. I roll around for an hour, I can't find the car. So the next morning, well, actually before, there was something going on with the GPS locator. It was kind of funky, but that happens from time to time, but usually it clears up. And I went up to Town Center Mall and I drove around for an hour and I couldn't find the car. So I started calling her and messaging her. And when I called her number, it instantly went to voicemail, which means that she blocked my number. So at this point, I don't have the location of the car. I knew the GPS Killswitch worked off because that's why she called me. And so I just go ahead and send out a demand letter and file a police report. Then she gets the demand letter and she's all kinds of irritated and everything. And she's just saying that now the car is at a tow yard. Now, this is kind of interesting because why would you have a car that isn't working towed to the tow yard? Okay, so why would she have the car towed to a record lot? That makes no sense to me. And I've asked her this question 5 or 6 times and she will not give me an answer. So I have come to understand that that she's lying to me, because the first lie, the car's at Town Center. The car wasn't at Town Center. The second lie, the car is at a record yard. See, this is why I know it's not at a record yard. When you file a police report for a stolen vehicle, they alert all the record yards in case the car was towed to let them know. So the car isn't at a record yard. The car isn't at Town Center. It isn't at a record yard. She's not driving it. If she was driving it, she would have been arrested by now. So where is the car? And this is why I am thinking, I am not getting this car back. I feel it is reminiscent of what happened with the Porsche. They sold it. I feel that she sold it to someone, and I feel that it's in a container ship headed to Africa or Europe or somewhere. That's what I feel. I feel that this car is gone. And one of the things that I am beginning to understand and beginning to see is this is part of the global reset. When I started this business, I intellectually kind of knew what I would be dealing with, but there's knowing or having an assumption and actually dealing with it. And it's kind of hit me that this problem isn't going to go away. Because once again, let's look at the premise of this business. These people are renting cars for a bad reason. They're renting cars because they cannot afford to buy a car, which means that you're in a pretty bad financial situation. And as we go into the global reset, as it continues to roll out, as it continues to escalate, it's just going to get worse. So I got some decisions to make because 2022 is going to be a rough year. Like, I feel that this vehicle is, if it's not in some chop shop, cut up into parts, or on a ship going to Africa or Europe, I feel this car is gone. Now, fortunately, I have insurance. And fortunately, I rented out the car enough where I'm not going to lose money on the deal, but I am going to lose money because that was a pretty popular rental. And, I'm just sitting here because, I'm kind of mad at myself because, on the Institute of Economic Thought, I'm talking about all of this stuff that's going on. And right now I have a business that's right in the middle of all this stuff. So, like I said, I feel the Range Rover is gone. I feel that it is poof, it is gone. And I feel that she had something to do with it. And we will see what we will have to do going forward. We will see what, because like I said, I am at a loss for words on this because, on the Institute of Economic Thought, I talk about crime going through the roof, and here we are. Because like I said, this one, I don't think I'm getting back. I think this one is it's a wrap. I think it's a wrap. So, this is just kind of funny. Here's something else. I have someone who's 2 days late and they had to get an oil change. They're 2 days late. They owe me money, right? And then they sent me their Cash App. So you owe me for 2 more days because you had to get an oil change. You want your money like right now. And I'm going to ignore that. And I'm probably going to turn the car off tomorrow and go get it. Because I'm just sitting here like, I wanted to kind of just take the last 2 weeks of the year off, but because of this car business, I can't, because there's so many demands and stuff on it. So one of the things that I am getting ready to do is to sit down, because if you've noticed, I've changed the direction of the Institute of Economic Thought. There's the only thing I'm talking about is the broader economy and issues with the economy. That's the only thing I'm talking about on that channel. And I'm going to create another channel for holding companies and other stuff. So I got a lot of stuff to do, and I'm just sitting here thinking, what is going to go down in 2022? Because I got a lot of decisions to make, because, I wish I could say I was shocked, but it's happened before where someone has rented a car from me and sold it on the black market. Well, not necessarily the black market, but I feel that this car is, because like I said, and to add insult to injury, she keeps telling me that it's at the tow yard, that she's going to pay the money to get the car out and bring it back to me. Which brings me back to the point that she figured out that I turned the car off. And this is never a good thing when they figure out that you turn the car off, because this is when they keep keys. This is when they get vindictive. I've not had none of my cars tore up, but once again, I want you to understand, we're dealing with desperate people here. We're dealing with desperate people. And when you deal with desperate people, man, this opens up the door for all kinds of situations. This opens up the door for a lot of bad outcomes. So the Killswitch Chronicles, as long as I keep doing them, are going to be over here. And I'm just like, I'm kind of mad at myself, because I knew the global reset was going on, right? And I did not forecast that this business is like right in the middle of it. It's right in the middle of it. And I don't think that, I've adapted some new policies. One thing that I'm doing is I'm putting up, like, the last person that I had arrested. I got her driver's license. I was like, don't get arrested. And that should abate a lot of this stuff, because, education, a lot of people don't feel that they can get arrested. And one of the things that I'm going to do going forward is be more proactive on this and some other stuff. But like I said, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's getting ready to drop. I got a lot of things to do. I got a lot to think about, because I got a lot of stuff to do in 2022. And I'm just really, really, really looking at the landscape, because as you've seen that I'm reformatting my content. I'm just changing up a lot of stuff. I got so much stuff that's going on. So we will see. But yeah, I don't think the Range Rover is coming back. I think it's gone. And typically there is a percentage of stolen cars that they never recover. And I think this is going to be amongst them, because, something else that happened. I had some cars that were waiting to be repaired, and they got stolen from the repair facility. Let's talk about this. And this is wild, because the cars were in the city of Atlanta, right? And the car had GPS on it. The GPS on the car worked, so I knew exactly where the car was. And then I called the city of Atlanta to let them know I knew exactly where the car was, right? And there wasn't a stolen car report in the system. So Roswell, because the car was stolen in the city of Atlanta, and the car was outside of an apartment complex in Roswell. And they were not able to do anything, because since I own the car, I had to file a stolen police report. I'm like, wait a minute. Because the repair facility had the tag number, the VIN number, they had everything. But because they were not the owner of the car, they could not file a police report. I had to do it. So this is how it actually worked out pretty good, because they stole the car and the key and everything. And one guy at the repair shop, I sent them the location of where the car was, and he went to the apartment complex and he found the car, and they contacted Roswell police. And the Roswell police called me, and I verified that it was my car. And what we eventually did, without me having to file a police report, is they towed the car from the apartment complex back to the repair facility. And the repair facility is going to get me another key made and all this other stuff. And I'm just sitting there like I said, people think that I am fear-mongering when I'm talking about crime going through the roof. This repair facility, this is the first time, and they've been in business 35 years. This is the first time they've ever had cars multiple cars. They had 2 stolen. They had cars stolen from the repair facility. First time ever. But many people feel that I am fear-mongering, talking about the great global reset, crime going up, and all this other stuff. People think that I'm just making this stuff up. I'm not making this stuff up. 2022 is going to be rough. So I suggest that you get a gun, and I suggest you learn how to shoot. And hopefully you will not wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning with someone in your house. Hopefully that doesn't happen to you. All right, that's all I got for you. Once again, the Killswitch Chronicles will be here, and I will see you in the next one.